Well, howdy, y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Deep South Podcast. Today, we're doing a special episode of the Deep South Podcast titled Possum Paw's Paranormal Road Trip. I'm your host, Possum Paw McGraw Jr., monster hunter, ghost investigator, full-time snack cake enthusiast, and this week, I got a story that's stickier than syrup on a squirrel. I went down to Gristle Creek, Tennessee, looking into one of them urban legends. Except round here, it's rural as hell. They say if you park your car on the train tracks, put it in neutral, and cut the engine, a bunch of ghost kids will push you clean across. And let me tell you, I tested that out myself. So, grab a jar of moonshine, hide your seatbelt, and buckle in anyway. This one's got sugar, smudges, and a few dead youngins from beyond the veil. So I roll into Gristle Creek in the old Paranormal Possum RV. It's got 3 flat tires and 4 possums living in the engine block. I park at the local diner, Tawny's Tenderloins and Toast, where the biscuits are haunted and the gravy's thicker than a church secret. I'll sit down and order coffee, y'all, and that's when Miss Tawny herself, local waitress and ghost enthusiast, gives me the scoop. She says she's heard whispers, seen the handprints, claimed she once found a Hot Wheels car on her bumper the day after stopping at the tracks. So I asked her if she had proof. She said she did, and pulled out a photo album labeled Ghost Baby Smears Volume 2. Real official-like. I asked what happened to Volume 1. She said, oh, that one was too powerful. It exploded. I moved on after that. So I'm sitting outside the diner when this fella in khakis walks up. Says his name's Carl. You ever meet a man named Carl who wasn't trying to ruin your fun? Carl tells me, real calm-like, that I'm wasting my time, that everybody already knows about the track thing, and it's just momentum and gravity, or some such NASA voodoo science. Now see, that's where it got fishy. I says to him, you trying to beat me to the story? And he goes, no, I'm just telling you it's a well-known hoax. That's exactly what they say before they sell your ghost story to Hulu. I got in my RV and peeled out. I left Carl in a cloud of dust and pancake crumbs. I got directions to the local flea market where I run into a woman named Donna who's selling cat skull earrings and Funyuns out of a cooler. Donna pulls me aside and says, I think one of them ghost kids is mine. Says her son, Johnny Boy, died in a crash back in the 70s. He had some real peculiar habits, only drank soup through a straw, slept in a kitchen cabinet, and once tried to legally marry a Lunchable. She's real emotional, going on and on about how she hears his voice and the static on her police scanner. The whole time, her friend Patty's just sitting there knitting. At the very end, Patty looks up and says, I didn't know you had kids. There was a long silence, y'all, and then Donna just said, hush, Patty. I left real fast. Now, here's where it gets real. I head out to the tracks around 2:13 a.m., prime ghost kid-pushing hours. I dust the back bumper with powdered sugar, turn off the engine, pop it in neutral, and sit there, waiting. Dead quiet. Fog's creeping in. All I hear is the clicking of possum feet on my roof. Then suddenly, the RV moves. I ain't kidding, just a few inches forward, enough to jolt me and make me scream like a goat at a trampoline park. I jumped out, ran around back, and you better believe I saw little smudges in that sugar. Tiny handprints, just like Miss Tawny said. I left an open moon pine on the road as a thank you gift. I'm polite like that. After all that, I stopped at the only gas station open at 3 a.m., Big Earl's Fuel and Fireworks, and found a bathroom pamphlet titled, Do Children Become Ghosts or Just Smaller Demons? The theology was questionable, but the chart inside showed clear evidence. Ghost kids like sugar, hate school, and prefer Dodge vehicles. I read that pamphlet cover to cover, then bought 2 Slim Jims and left in a panic, y'all. Now, as y'all know, I run all my supernatural correspondence through my official Ouija board made from a Little Caesars pizza box and a crushed Miller Lite can with a hole poked through it. Works like a charm, if the charm is covered in raccoon paw prints and hot wing sauce. Only downside, the possums won't stop using the damn thing. Ever since last episode, they've been holding nightly seances on my kitchen table. I'm talking spooky marsupial manifestations from the great beyond. One of them spelled toaster 17 times last night. I don't even own a toaster. Anyway, it's time for another installment of Redneck Mail Time.
Redneck Mail Time. It's time for Redneck Mail Time. Yee-haw, Redneck Mail Time.
We use the Ouija board to get questions from the kids. The first one's from Little Sammy. It says, Possum Paw, do ghost kids grow up slow or do they stay small forever? Well, Sammy, I reckon y'all stay about the same age unless there's some kind of ghost puberty, which I do not want to hear about. Letter 2 comes from Pushy Timmy. Do we get in trouble if we push the wrong car? Well, that depends. If it's Carl's Camry, you got my blessing. Push that sucker straight into a gravel pit. Now, this next letter, number 3, comes from Maggie. She asks, is it true if you eat a flashlight you can glow forever? Sweetie, yes. Trust me, I bit a lantern once in 2009, and my gums lit up like a Christmas parade. I regret it every day. Letter number 4 comes from Nathaniel. He asks, can we haunt vending machines? Asking for a friend. Nathaniel, son, you can haunt whatever you want, long as you ain't jacking up the price of Funyuns. Otherwise, I will conduct a full-blown exorcism on that snack machine. Letter number 5 comes from Emily. She asks, why is there a possum with a mustache? Emily, I ask myself that same question every morning. His name's Daryl. Don't trust him. He smokes ghost cigarettes and stares into corners that don't exist. Don't talk to him. He knows things. So, what did I learn in Gristle Creek? Well, turns out ghost kids are real polite. They'll push your car if you ask nice, and they prefer Little Debbie over Hostess. Next week, I'm headed to a town where folks say their local Walmart is built on an ancient burial ground, which explains the haunted snack aisle. Until then, this is Possum Paw McGraw saying, if you see little handprints and sugar, don't panic, just wave real nice and say thank you kindly. And if you hear possum spell in Latin behind your fridge, you might already be cursed.